been asked this question more times than I would liked to have been asked this question. This question is probably what a lot of people get, and it's annoying. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Just kidding. That's from a Drake song, if y'all don't know. Alright, so this video is going to be on ADN versus BSN. Which one's better? Why do you choose this? What program did you choose? This is all what I'm going to answer, because I've gotten what program am I in. I've gotten asked, why did I not do this program? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I'm getting tired of it. So this video is going to be pretty much to sum up my thought process and the pros and cons of each. I'm going to try to make this video quick because it's a quick subject. But yeah, so let me tell y'all real quick about the situation. Alright, so what is an ADN and what is the BSN? An ADN program is an Associate of Nursing. So it could be Associate of Science Nursing degree or whatever you want to call it. A BSN program is a Bachelor's of Science Nursing. Both programs, at the end of graduation and when you take your NCLEX, you are RN. You both take the same NCLEX as well. You both learn the same information that prepares you for the NCLEX as well. So you're probably like, what's the difference then? An BSN program, usually with most BSN and ADN, the difference is about 5 classes in the actual program. On top of, you have to take a chemistry, statistics, and like another history class. So usually they have to take about 3 more classes than an ADN. But most ADNs do take those classes just because when you're waiting to get into a program or whatever the case is, you just take classes until you can get into a nursing program. So most ADN students already have most of that under their belt, just to be honest. But that's really the difference between an ADN and a BSN. In the actual program, it's about 5 classes. Before you get into the program, it's about 3 classes that you have to take. So they do take more classes. Also, in the program, those extra classes that they take is mostly manager classes and research classes. So that's why if you ever talk to someone in the BSN, they have papers to write and so forth. Now some ADN programs, they do the same thing. They take classes like that, but some ADN programs don't. But that's really the biggest difference in a BSN and ADN, is that they take more research classes and manager classes versus an ADN. Now, so you're like, so an ADN doesn't know as much as a BSN? No. The difference really, how BSNs work, so say in the ADN program, you have like fundamentals of nursing. So in fundamentals, you'll have some pharmacology up in there, you'll have some health assessment up in there, you have all these different things, but it's just combined in one class. A BSN program, you'll have a separate health assessment, you'll have a pharmacology class, you'll have this class, you'll have everything that you learned your first semester ADN program. Is just separated in BSN. That's really the difference. And that's why you'll hear some people say ADN may be a little bit harder than BSN, because instead of me having just one class that I have to focus on just health assessment, I have one class that I have to focus on everything. On a test, I have to think about everything versus just one thing. So that's another difference that you'll see with BSN and ADN programs. The next thing a lot of people get is, well, you know, why don't you just get your bachelor's, because hospitals aren't hiring ADNs. No. I live in Georgia, and there is no issue with ADNs, LPNs, or BSNs getting jobs. As a new grad nurse, whether you're a BSN or whether you're an ASN, you're a new grad. So it's not going to be any easier for a BSN to get a job versus an ADN, because we're new grads. We have no experience as nurses. They're going to have to train us. They're going to have to really, really get us to become the nurses that we can be. So it's not going to change anything. Now, will it change stuff if you've been a BSN or an ADN for 10 years? Yes. You'll have more opportunities as a BSN as far as manager positions go. But at the same time, as a new grad, which is what most of us are thinking about, it's the same thing. People say BSNs get paid. Yes, BSNs will eventually get paid more than ADNs, but As a new grad, y'all are going to get the same pay. It's not going to change until you get some experience. So that's another thing. Um, with BSN and ASN costs. It costs a lot more money to get a BSN than an ASN. My ASN program in Georgia is like $1,000 and some change for tuition. Minus books, that's like another $2,000. That's like another grand right there. But as far as tuition goes, my tuition is not that expensive. It's everything other than tuition that's expensive. A BSN program is way more expensive than an ADN program. It's a lot more classes, so that means a lot more books, a lot more traveling, a lot more stuff to get. So that's another reason that some people choose ADN over BSN. Also, the time consuming. BSN program is very hard to work. It's very hard to do anything but school. Versus an ADN, you're taking, the most you take at a time is 2 classes. And that's still a lot. But a BSN, you have classes and clinical, and that's you really have no time to do anything. So that's another thing. If you're someone who have kids, or you're like me, because I'm in the ADN program, and I live with my mom, but I'm not getting no type of financial help from nobody. Ain't nobody giving me money and like, hey girl, here's gas. Ain't nobody giving me no money for books. Nobody, uniform, supplies. I need gas. I need oil change. No, I'm paying all that myself. So I cannot not work. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. If you're like me, you're in college, but you not getting no type of like serious financial help, you definitely need to, that's another reason why you definitely would choose one or the other. If you're someone who you're like, my mom and my dad gonna help me, I don't have to worry about nothing, they say they gonna pay for everything while I'm in school, yes, do BSN. But if you have a life, then yes, that's why you would probably choose an ADN program. Another thing is, a lot of people say better hospitals hire BSN. Now, this is the case. A lot of people say there was a research study that said BSNs make less mistakes than ADNs, which could be understandable because in the BSN program, you're at school all the time. So you're in a lab setting way more than the ADN, so you may be more comfortable. But in reality, a lot of hospitals choose BSNs or want you to get a BSN, not because you're better, but because it helps them stay at magnet status. And what's magnet status? Magnet status means your hospital is like top of the line. Like your hospital is like the freaking bomb.com. In order to keep magnet status, you have to have a certain percentage of BSNs working in your hospital. So this is why you'll see a lot of top hospitals say they'll hire ADNs, but they'll have like a little sprinkle on top of it saying, we'll hire you, but you have to get your BSN within 5 years or 3 years or whatever. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, hospitals won't hire you. Hospitals will hire you. They just will expect for you, if you're at a magnet hospital, they will expect for you to get your BSN in a certain amount of time so they can keep that magnet status. This brings me to my next point. Most ADNs are going to get their bachelor's. And a lot of them get their bachelor's straight out of ADN school. They're like, I'm going right into a BSN program. Most hospitals will pay for you to get your BSN. They'll do tuition reimbursement, or they'll just give you, when you get a sign-on bonus, they'll say, hey, here's a sign-on bonus, and you can tell them, can you just use this for my school? A lot of hospitals will make it so that you can get your BSN for free or dang near free, okay? So that's another thing. A lot of people think when you say, I'm doing my ADN, they're like, oh, you're doing your ADN. And I'm just like, you act like this is the end. Nursing, that's the beauty of nursing. You can get ADN, BSN, MSN, and you become a nurse practitioner, get your doctors in nursing. You can do so much in nursing. You can go further and further and further in nursing. So that's another thing. The reason I chose ADN is because I was like, well, I can get my BSN pretty much for free and still start working at a young age as a nurse, making money while getting my bachelor's. And I can get my bachelor's online, which is I've heard is a lot easier than doing straight BSN program. Take some online classes, get my BSN 6 months to a year, and be good. So that's another thing a lot of people think. The difference is, what's another thing? A lot of people think that with your BSN that you, like, they're like, oh, when you get like a job at a hospital, it's going to be all on your name tag. Everybody's going to see that you're an ADN. A lot of hospitals now, they don't even put if you have your bachelor's or you have your associates. In clinical, at the hospital I was at, it did not say, it just said RN. I did not know who was an ADN. I did not know who was a BSN. And it didn't matter because I couldn't tell. I could not tell. So to end everything and come together, I am ADN. And the reason I chose this is because it's cheaper. And honey, and when people try to say, why you didn't do, it's cheaper. And unless you're giving me a big fat check for like 10 grand saying, here, go to college, get your education, or you're telling me you're going to pay for everything, or you're going to get me all my stuff, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay? I don't want to hear a word. I don't want to hear a peep. I don't want to hear a word. Okay? That's one of the main reasons I chose ADN. 2, I was so tired of taking prereqs. I've been in prereqs forever. I feel like I've been in prereqs for 55 years. Like, I'm tired of prereqs. I was like, if I can start and get my license and work and then just go and get my BSN, that's amazing. I'm young. I'm only 22, and to become a nurse at 24 is pretty awesome and dope. There's some people in my class who only 20 years old. So to be able to just start and get into a nursing program and be able to work and be young and be a nurse is a pretty amazing, because a lot of people who get into nursing programs are very older. So definitely it's pretty dope to be young and to be able to know I'm going to be a nurse, you know. So that's another reason. And just cost. And you're both still nurses. It's no reason to try to tear each other down and say, well, one's better than the other. We're both nurses. You're both nurses. Most ADNs are going to get their BSN, and that's just it. You know, if I had financial help and I was able to not work, not do anything, I was just going to be able to just go to school and that's it, yes, I would have definitely went the BSN route. But that just wasn't the case for me, and that's why I chose this. Is one better than the other? No. You both are nurses. Y'all both have amazing education. Y'all both will learn what it is to be a nurse, not in school, but on the field. And on the field, you both are learning the same things. A BSN is not going to have more bedside knowledge than the ADN, because at the end of the day, when you guys go through that nurse externship or do whatever training, y'all are going to learn the same things. Will I get my BSN? Yes. My plan is to, right after I graduate and take my NCLEX, is to enroll into an online, I already have a couple picked out, is to enroll in an online BSN program and get my BSN hopefully within 6 months to a year. Get my BSN and be cool with that. So that, yes, that is definitely my goal, is to get my bachelor's straight out of my ADN program. I would like to become a charge nurse or a director of nursing one day and go further up. So yes, I definitely want to do that. So yeah, that's really the biggest thing. That's why I chose ADN program. That's the biggest thing for me. I'm able to work. I'm able to have a little bit of free time. It's cheaper for me. I'm also going to be able to work and get my bachelor's and have a hospital hopefully pay for it. As well as it's not too overwhelming for me as far as the class size go and the scheduling. So that's why I chose it. And yeah, I just want to do a video on that because I know a lot of people ask a lot of ADNs why they chose ADN, and they don't really know the nitty gritty of it. So I definitely thought this video was helpful, and I hope that this video helps someone out there understand ADN or maybe decide what you want to do. So yes, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button if you want to see more nursing content, and make sure you guys stay tuned for more videos. And as always, thank you guys. Be blessed, be lovely, be blessed, and I'll see you guys next video.